So we walked through 1, 2, and 3 the other day. I'm going to go ahead and do 4, and then we'll go from there. All right, so 4, we have 4x plus 5y is greater than 2. Okay, so just a refresher, if it is just greater than or just less than, what's true about our line?
It's going to be straight, I think.
Just not like you.
Okay. Well, yes, with inequalities, okay, it's going to be a straight line, but we have a solid or a dotted option. So if it's just less than or just greater than, is it solid or dotted?
Dotted.
Okay, it's dotted, so we have that scenario, so it's going to be dotted. And we need to move stuff around first before we can decide which direction it's opening up. So I need to get y by itself. How do I do that? What?
Move it over this way.
Move at.
Okay, now what? Here, just to get rid of, I don't want a fraction. We're going to change this number. Okay, we're going to command decision. This number right here is now going to be a2. Okay? So this is a modified problem 4. Make a note of that. I'm modifying problem 4. What do I do now? I got rid of your fractions for you because I modified the problem. Okay, divide by 2. So this is going to be negative 4 divided by 2, negative 2. X plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right, so are we going to be shading above or below the line?
Above.
Okay, we're going to shade above.
Wait, greater is this way.
Okay, whichever way the mouth,
Not that
whatever
way.
end is touching the Y. So, like, if the mouth is open to the Y, we shade above the Y. If the mouth is open away from the Y, we shade below the Y. All right, so we're going to graph this one. All right, so I'm graphing this line right here. Y-intercept of 1. I've got a slope of negative 2, so I'm going to go, I'm trying to get this in like the lighting so it's good for y'all. Down 2 over 1. Okay, we said it was dotted. So I'm going to, as best as I can, connect it. Okay, and we said we shade above. So that means where the Y is bigger, so we're shading up here. Okay. So does everybody know how to graph inequalities? Is that why we're like good and not paying attention and taking notes and...
I don't think
I do know how to do
No, you
that.
don't.
I literally
You don't know
just...
how to do anything with graphing, Joey.
I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, because I'm really concerned because this is the last regular one that I'm doing before I go on and graph 2 at the same time.
I know
That we're not paying attention, so...
Just like the negative 2 and the 1.
Dude, what does that even mean?
What?
What do you mean by inequalities?
Bro, an inequality is an inequality.
Because this has the... this over here.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I think it's broken.
I know.
All right, then we're going to go down on the next part of the worksheet. Solve the system of linear inequalities system by graphing. So, number 7, x is greater than or equal to 2. Y is less than or equal to 4. All right, those are already set up for me, so I just need to draw my graph. But for some reason, it didn't draw it on the line. All right, something with this one I would note. You have 2 separate graphs, so you need to make a note on each one of them if it's solid or dotted, and then where it's shaded. So the x is greater than or equal to 2. Is it solid or dotted?
Solid and shooting out.
Solid.
What the heck you talking
Okay, yes, shade up is fine. Okay, we'll talk about what that means with one like this in a second. All right, y less than or equal to 4, solid or dotted?
Shade down.
Shaded down.
Solid,
No dotted.
shade down.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to do, oh, I don't want to use blue. I'm going to do this X1 in green, and then I'm going to do the Y1 in yellow. Okay. All right, so X is greater than or equal to 2. How do I graph something like that?
The X would just be 1.
James wasn't here.
Yeah.
How would I graph this if this was just X is equal to 2?
Then you would just graph it
X2.
as a vertical line on the chart.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So I'm
X
going to
equals
find
to-
where X is 2, right?
I agree with
And then I'm just going to, oh, hold on. This thing is moving. I'll have it in its case so it's like going everywhere. Okay, so I graphed that. All right, now shade up. That's a little confusing, right? Okay. In this case, it means shade in the positive direction.
So, right.
So yes, so we're gonna shade to the right.
Good job, Dylan.
this.
I said right. I went like that.
Right.
It never runs out.
All right. Again, don't forget, if you want markers, one, you can only really write on one side of the paper, but you're welcome to borrow any of these. I have some highlighters up
Thank
here
you.
if you need them. Okay.
Thank you. It's green.
All right. If you had y is equal to 4, where would you graph that?
On the 4.
Okay.
Same thing.
But since it's y, it's going this way, right?
Yeah.
I'm straight American.
Asking your dad.
Alright, don't say
All right. So then we said this one we shade down, right?
Right.
Okay. So, oops. It'd help if I get the highlighter first. Hello, what is going on? Don't mind me, just like talking to myself up here. It's fine. Okay, so this whole area down here below the line.
Ah.
I like the way that blends.
So you see how in this area right here, it made this like lime green color, right? See what I'm talking about? How it changed, like it kind of changed the colors.
Right.
Okay, like good is like if I had used like red and blue, I'll use red and blue on the next one. But if I'd used that, it would have like made purple. Okay, where those colors overlap is where your solution is. So you need to like draw a circle around your solution and then draw an arrow and be like, solution is right here.
Alright.
Okay,
that's
so that
great.
I know where your solution is. That's literally all you have to do for these kind of problems.
Wow.
It's like art class, almost,
Oh.
with like a little bit of math mixed in.
None of your-
Okay,
Wonderful.
all right,
That's weird.
number 8. I'm going to try to go through as many of these as possible because y'all are going to have tomorrow's class to work on them. So I'm going to do as many examples today since I won't be able to do any tomorrow.
This one I'm
Huh?
This is the one I'm on.
This is what we're doing right now.
Is that not done? Ooh.
She just gave it.
We did 1 through 3 last week, but if you already know how to graph inequalities, you don't really need to worry about it.
Are we gonna like turn this into
This is
a
not
disaster?
done.
You're going to have book problems, but yes, you will do Wednesday.
This?
No, sorry. I thought you were just pointing to like this section, and I was like, yeah. All right, number 8. Y is greater than or equal to 3x plus 1. Y is less than or equal to negative x minus 4. Okay, these are already set up in y equals mx plus b, yes?
Yes.
Okay, other than, yes, they're inequalities, I know that, but.
Okay, wrong.
All right. These are both or equal to, okay, so they solid or dotted? Solid.
So it's
And then,
up and the other one's down.
okay, the top one is shaded up. This one is shaded down. All right, so I'm going to set up my graph. All right, I'm going to use blue and purple for these ones so that we can see, or I'm gonna use blue and red so we can see where it makes
Oh
purple.
my gosh.
All right, so how do I graph this one?
Oh, it's the on the like three. Three is the x.
You start with the 1 and then you go up through.
Yeah.
Okay, so start at 1, okay, on the y-axis, and then I'm gonna go up 3 over 1. Okay, and then I'm just gonna attempt to connect the dots here.
Wait, what's the magic tool?
Shut up.
I know, it's amazing, isn't
I
it?
love it.
All right, and we said we're shading up. Okay, we're shading where y is getting bigger. When we have lines like this, it can get a little confusing sometimes when you hear up. People like, I don't know, people graph it all kinds of ways, but it means where the y values are bigger. So, I'm going to go over here. I'm coloring all over in here.
Wait. So it's the more of the graph
Yeah, Jay.
that has.
Yeah.
Wait, so the big. So you shade it the bigger side,
Make that really dark.
right?
What do you mean?
You shade it like.
You shade wherever the y values are up in this case. So you see how there's like where you see how the y axis is on this side of the line?
Yes.
We're shading on that side
Okay, so.
because it's up. But like the next one
Yeah.
you'll see is going to be down, so you'll see what happens with that one in a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, I made that too dark, so I'm going to try to not make this one so dark. Okay, there we go. Just so it's easier to see. All right, so then the red one, where do I start that one at? Trying to get the
-4.
Start with -4, you go down 1.
Okay, well, I don't know why the grid lines aren't showing up over there, like, for y'all. I promise they're in the video, but they're, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we're down to -4. Okay, and then down 1 over 1, okay, or up 1, back 1. I'm just doing a few.
Whoa.
This projector's doing its flashy thing again, so it's being weird. If I do it like all the way over here, you can't see any of the lines.
What?
His bedroom flashes 24/7. It's just dumb LED lights.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. We're just
I was at our
gonna...
house one time, and I woke up with just LED lights in my face. That's why I don't go over to
All right, so with this one, okay, we're shading down, right? Okay, so the y-axis is on this side of the line, so that's down. So this one's getting colored over here.
And in that vicinity.
Okay, so this area that's made this weird purple color, okay, is my solution.
So you don't really have an answer.
Yeah, you do.
Correct.
It's like number answer.
Correct, because this whole area, if you plugged in any number in that area, you would get a right answer.
Okay, cool.
So you just need a label that where y'all can't even see that. What is happening right now?
I can see it.
Maybe don't use orange.
That's not, it's the something with this, the lighting. Anyways, that's where your solution is.
Whoa.
Okay? For some reason it's doing its like flashy thing, so it's not picking up the colors correctly. Go back. That's definitely not helping.
I know.
Hold on. There we go. Okay. Change the brightness a little bit. It kind of fixed it. Okay, so this area over here, okay, and really it would be everything even that we can't see, but whatever you can see on your graph is what you need to label as your solution, okay? All right, this looks really dark on my screen, but it's readable up there, so we're just gonna leave it. All right, so number 9. 4x minus 5y is less than -20. And 3x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 6. All right, so I need to do a couple things here. These are not yet ready to graph, okay? Need to get y by itself. So with the first one, I'm going to try to find some other colors that are fun.
Carolina blue, that's fun.
Do pink.
It may or may not show up, but we'll try. All right, so negative 5y, it's fine, is less than negative 4x minus 20. Okay, divide by negative 5 all the way across, so y is what? What happens? Dividing by negative 5, what happens?
Oh, it switches.
Okay, it's going to flip, so it's now greater than. Okay, negative divided by negative is positive, so it's going to be 4/5 x. And then negative 20 divided by negative 5, so plus 4. Okay, so this is my new equation here for the top one. Let's go ahead and answer the questions about it really quick. Is it going to be solid or dotted?
Dotted.
Dotted.
Okay, dotted, because it's just greater than. And open up or down.
Up.
Okay,
Say that first.
up.
Yeah.
You heard me say
Okay.
that. Yeah, it would be zero.
All right, what other color do we want to use? Something other than blue.
Carolina blue.
Pink.
Red.
Pink.
Wait, pink.
Hey, ew.
It's because those are pink.
How about white?
No, those are pink.
That's not going to show up unless I invert the colors on my iPad. All right, so 2y greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 6. Divide by 2, y is greater than or equal to negative 3/2 x plus 3. All right, solid or dotted?
Solid.
Solid.
Up.
And, okay, up. All right, so I'm going to go down here and get ready to graph this. I'm gonna, may have to shift it a little bit. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go back to my Carolina blue color here that I used. All right,
Yeah.
so
Oh my gosh. Right.
I'm graphing that top line. So I've got a y-intercept of 4. Okay, a slope of 4/5. So I'm going to go up 4 over 5. Okay, and I can go down 4 and back 5. And remember, this one is dotted. All right. We said this one we shade up. Okay, so this one's getting shaded all up in here. Okay. Now I'm going to graph the other line with my pink. All right, so it has a y-intercept at 3. Oops, that's the highlighter. Hello. All right, y-intercept at 3. I've got a negative 3/2 slope, so that's down 3 and over 2. Okay, or up 3 and back 2.
Isn't that supposed to be like solid? It's got a line at the bottom.
Which one?
On those inequality, never mind.
The blue one is dotted. The pink one's going to be solid.
And you
Okay.
left the first pink.
We looked at this one.
Imagine they were being
Okay, well, the line's not straight, but that's fine. All right, and this one we shade up. So I'm shading everything up here. See, that one made a pretty purple.
Yay.
Okay, so then,
No, it's purple. You just color line.
okay, your solution is up here.
It was pretty crazy.
your solution. So again, make sure you don't forget to show where your solution occurs. All right, I'm going to do one more a little harder, and then I'm going to let you guys try one, and then we'll go over it. Okay, it's about what we have time. Well, we may have time for y'all to try two beforehand. We've got like 20 minutes, so, but the bell's been ringing early, so it's a little
Hey,
iffy.
bro. Eric sees the olive color and brown.
I don't care.
So,
All right, number 14. Okay, I am skipping, but I want to do a harder problem. Y is less than or equal to 0. X plus y is less than or equal to 5. Y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 2. What's different about this one than the other
It
ones?
has 3 of them.
There are 3 of them. Okay?
James, no one asked for your-
Totally fine. We can do that. So, the only one that's not in y equals mx plus b is the middle one. So, I need to subtract x over for that one. Okay? I'm going to go back to my Carolina blue.
Yeah.
It's my favorite color, so it's always going to win.
Oh,
James, stop talking.
that's our favorite color. You knew that?
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Fun fact for you for the day.
Thank you. That's also my favorite color.
Doesn't mean
We'll go with that.
All right, bottom one's going to be pink again. And who wants to choose a color for the top one?
James is. Thank you.
But,
Just-
Light orange.
turquoise.
Light orange because
Light orange sucks. Get out of
no, because blue and orange are complementary colors.
here. Guess what? I don't care.
Guess what? No one asked for your
Hey, how about blue
Who
and
gets
green?
that specific with colors?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's as close to turquoise as I can get.
It's like Miss
So,
Mr. Turby.
all right. So, I'm going to set up my graph here. Okay, not with that though.
Part of me that I know people here, when you've lived in a freaking box your whole life.
That is so
He lived in a farm.
The cows. That's why he looks like
Kevin Hart.
All right, let's talk about solid, dotted, stuff like that.
Solid.
Okay, all of these are solid, right?
Right.
I'm just going to go ahead and make a note and say all solid. I don't need to write it for each individual one. All right, this one, open, up, or down. Or, sorry, open. Oh, my goodness. Shade up or down. Graph too many different things today in different classes.
Down.
Down.
Okay,
Down, up, 2 down to 1 up.
shade down, and shade up. All right, so now I can graph them. All right. What happens here with the one that's less than or equal to 0?
That's just graphed on the horizontal
zero.
line. So the
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, so what I do is I like to draw a little extension here as well, just so I can show that that's really there. Okay, I like to try to make it semi-obnoxious. It's not really working because, yeah.
Wait, the horizontal is this way, right? Or this way?
yeah, no, James and our
Oh,
class
yeah.
went
It's
horizontal.
so bad.
Did I write it
Like
backwards?
this.
I wrote it backwards,
This
didn't
is
I?
vertical.
Yeah.
This is horizontal. You said this was horizontal.
Drew it backwards.
And everyone laughed at you.
Drew what backwards?
And then William hit like Virginia had a
The line was supposed to go the other direction. I drew it backwards.
It's so funny. Virginia had a debt in her head from a lollipop that William threw.
I gave William like a huge bump on his eye when I hit him with the phone.
That was
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh.
It was Eric's fault. He held it.
fault.
That was supposed to be in the yearbook, and they never gave us the yearbook. That was his photo.
All right, shade down. So it's happening down here.
It was James' fault. It was,
That was James'
you were
fault.
literally so guilty. Guilty.
All right.
Guilty people blame other people. Just because Eric tried to grab James's phone, he got it.
All right, this other one, y-intercept of 5. And I've got a slope of negative 1.
Uh-oh.
It was yours. Probably Sophie. Sophie's in top.
Okay, this one was also shaded down.
Why is it both blue?
Well, one is like turquoise and one is light blue, but it just, at the moment, if this was our only two, our solution would be this whole area down here.
Alright.
Okay, where it's like a really weird color. But I've got to add the pink in, so who knows what this is going to end up looking like. Alright, let's see. Pink. Pink. Alright, so y-intercept of 2, down 1 over 1. This is really hard because I've like colored over all of these lines, so we're just gonna. Alright, so this one, we said we shade up, right?
Yes.
So I'm shading above the line. Alright, so where's the only spot that all three colors are touching?
The thing with the pink.
Okay, right in here, right? So this area right in here, okay, that I just circled is the only spot where they're all touching. So your solution is right there. Okay, in this circled area.
Are these problems like the only thing we're gonna be doing tomorrow, or is there gonna be?
I mean, I'm going to give you the ones out of the book because we've done most of the ones on the worksheet, but.
Alright.
Alright, I would like for you guys on your paper to try, and then we'll go over it. Number 12. Y is less than 5x plus 2, and y is greater than negative 2x minus 3.
Can I borrow 2 of the more colors? Thank you.
Joey, do you need colors?
I do.
I do.
Please.
Just be aware with those Sharpies, they will bleed through, so just be careful.
Nope.
You done with that problem already over there?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No.
You are done. What's the solution?
No, I'm not done. I was.
Okay.
What is
That's what I thought.
on the X? So basically, how you know how you had a 1, but you started at the 1 on the X. Cause I got a 5 right there. Do I start on the 5?
Nope.
No, so you always start with the y-intercepts of the 2 and the negative 3, okay, with these two particular problems, okay? So that's on the y-axis though, so the one that's going up and down. So
I'm
you're,
gonna start like at the 2, which is right here.
mhm.
Okay.
And then you do your slope up 5 over 1 for that one. I'm going to go ahead and create a tab for your class for tomorrow with the problems I'm going to have you do. I will leave them on the board as well. I'll put them over there under y'all's like homework thing over there. So tomorrow when you get here, even if you end up sitting in another teacher's classroom, come in here at least to write down the problems. And then, I don't know, like he may send y'all to Miss Patton's classroom or something like that. I don't know yet. It depends on if he's available to sit in here or not.
Cause I got a negative 3, and I started on the 3. Would just
So
be
it's
2 over
you
1?
start on the negative 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be negative 2 over 1, like over 1, up. Down
So
to
it'd be
1.
down 2 over 1.
Alright. Down 2 over negative 1 or just 1?
Just 1.
Okay.
So you said it's
No, like
the Y. Oh, it's ruined.
Fatality.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
You know, James started saying that and more than all about it, so James is the OG of saying I'm not interested. You used to say it to like everyone. Oh my gosh. Last year you would say it all the time. I do. No, it's because it was super mean.
Alright. How are we doing?
It's not mine.
Well, what letter did they give it?
Alright, these problems on the board and then we'll go over it.
Can I draw a circle on the board for the so let's have it?
Hey, Ava, can you solve a circle for me real quick?
Can I solve a circle?
Yeah, tell me the dimensions and sides.
Circle.
You don't even know. That's what I thought.
Okay, what does it even mean?
Isn't it pi or something?
You mean the circumference
I
of a
actually,
circle?
I
Yeah.
need it.
The
I
circumference of
need
a
it.
circle is pi.
I
The
need-
radius is like something calculated by zero.
No, it's pi.
Modern truck.
What? The radius and
Circle.
circumference are completely different things.
No,
James.
the circle it's equal to pi.
Okay, but a circle and the circumference of a circle and the radius of a circle is two different things.
I'm not interested.
I'm not paying.
That's my pencil. That's my pencil.
Yo, bro, you got Ava on the ground. Chill.
I hate this
I'm
class.
not interested.
I hate Well, I got this one. I wanted the extra one.
Oh, okay. I could've just asked.
What's in this long box?
There's
That's
nothing.
I believe it was one.
Cass.
That's
The
what's.
poster board stuff.
Alright, let's see if.
Alright, so let's go over this problem and then I'll explain the homework situation before the bell rings, hopefully, since, you know, it just has rung anywhere from on time to 5 minutes early today. So,
Dad.
alright, these two are set up for you. You can just lay it on my desk, please. Thank you.
Chris, I found out James' secret. He's actually a secretly born woman.
No, I'm not.
Alright, so just for consistency's sake, we're going with blue and pink again. Alright, so the top one, okay, y-intercept of 2, so I'm at 2. Got a slope of 5, up 5, over 2, or sorry, over 1, not 2, over 1. Down 5, and back 1. Okay, it's dotted.
No more.
I think I got it right.
Did you get the circle over here?
What?
Did you get the circle over here?
Alright,
Shut up, Chris.
You're not talking.
it is shaded below. Okay, it's less than. Okay, this is one of those that can look kind of weird. Okay, so it's shaded over here. Alright, the other line has a y-intercept of -3 and a slope of -2, so down 2 over 1 or up 2 back 1. It's also dotted. Alright, it's shaded above, so it's getting shaded up here. Okay. This area where it has made a purple color is your solution.
Yes, sir.
If you touch that, you blood James.
Okay. That's your solution. Everything in there. How do you do with that one? Good?
Yeah, I got it right.
Awesome.
Definitely